Hi, I'm Willis, and for the next few videos we're going to be taking some time on Wednesdays to tell you a little bit about who we are. Probably not very long, but here we go. In my family growing up, there were 7 of us, and apart from my dad, I was the only boy. That's right, I had 4 sisters. Now, you may be wondering, how did that work? But it actually worked out really well. For one, I got my own room, and none of them did. And then they also all love to bake, and I love to eat. And so that worked really well too. So I could always help out with them making food, but not always wanting to be the one to eat it. So let's talk about some of the things I like. I've already said I love to eat. I'm not sure I would call myself a foodie, but I definitely enjoy food. I'm not an expert on how to cook, but I like to cook, mainly just because I like to eat. The first few things I learned how to make were all because I loved eating them, and that has mainly been my motivation for continuing to learn how to cook, is I just find out how to cook the things I like to eat. Now, I have a family of my own, and we have 5 children. One of them will be born this summer. You get to see them, and you know them on our video as Little Man, Curly Top, Sunshine, and Giggles. And we love them, and I love that we get to have this farm here on Heartright Farm with them. A few of the other things I enjoy are things that you might see in our videos. I love to work, and I love to build things. I love working with wood. A lot of the best memories I have growing up with my dad are working on building things together, and that's probably why I still enjoy doing it today. I love to teach, and I still get to teach. It's one of the reasons why we get to do the farm the way we do it, is the fact that I get to teach online every morning to children in China. I enjoy teaching through the company that I do, and I look forward to getting to be an influence in the lives of these children. I also have the wonderful opportunity of getting to be a children's pastor at our church, which means that I get to teach children 6th grade and under and head up most of the ministries that involve 6th grade and under at our church. It's a lot of fun, and I very much enjoy and have a passion for reaching out to and preaching and teaching those children at our church. Reaching the younger generation, reaching those children, I think is absolutely crucial towards helping them have a good foundation where they're at, and helping them have a desire to continue to learn about God as they grow up. If they come to church and they think it's boring or not interesting, they're not going to want to keep going. But if they get excited about knowing God whenever they're kids, and they understand how fun God can be and learning about God can be, then it's really going to make a big difference when it comes to them desiring to continuing to love God and continuing to have a relationship with Him. So teaching young children is definitely a passion and a love of mine. I love musicals. I love to sing. I know how to play the guitar and a little bit on how to play the piano. I'm not going to play anything for you because I'm not that great, but I definitely love to do it. And maybe I will make some videos of me singing and playing guitar, or of our family singing together, because I enjoy getting to also work with teaching my children music and working with them on learning how to sing. It's very fun, and I also just really enjoy the family time that we get to spend together. Family is a big part of everything that we do. Here on Heartright Farm, we're together pretty much all the time, because I teach from home, I work from home, we work on the farm together, we homeschool our children. Then everything we do is right here, and we're spending time together all the time. And so it's kind of important to know, or to be able to get along and to enjoy being around each other. And I'm so glad that I do have the opportunity to be home, to be a dad, and to invest in my children in a way that a lot of dads don't have the opportunity to because they have to work other jobs. It's something that I learned whenever I came home from working another job and was able to work from home full time, was just how much I loved being able to be part and be a really big influence on my children and be part of their development and be part of their growing and learning process, and being able to do it right here from home, available to them pretty much all the time. Now, I do take time away from having to do that stuff to still do work, because we are on a farm and I do have to teach, And so there are times that I don't necessarily always spend with them, and there's times that Whitney doesn't always spend with them. And it allows us to get a breath every once in a while, because I will tell you, having 5 kids born already will wear you out, and definitely will help you be ready for bed whenever it comes time for bedtime. I've had people talk about how they think about, after the kids go to bed, then we can do this. Well, after the kids go to bed at our house, we go to bed. I accepted Christ as my Savior when I was 14 years old as a camper at a camp. I had struggled with my salvation some after making a profession of faith when I was very young. But whenever I was 14, I realized that I shouldn't be struggling with this. This wasn't something I was going to spend the rest of my life dwelling over, and I was just going to get it settled. And I did, and at the age of 14, I asked Christ to be my Savior, and I have never had any question or doubt since then. It's been a wonderful privilege to then be able to go back and work at that camp for several years, to the point where the last couple years that I worked there, I actually had the wonderful opportunity to get to be the assistant director and help organize and run a lot of the functions there at the camp. While I was working at camp the last few years, I was also attending Bible college. And while at Bible college, I learned a lot, and a combination between being at Bible college and working at the camp really enforced in me the desire and the love that I had for reaching out to children and working in children's ministry. While working at camp, I also met my pastor, who introduced me to Whitney, who later became my wife. We have enjoyed being together, being married now for several years, and being on this crazy journey. I'm not sure how much she enjoys my craziness, because if anyone who meets me typically tells me that I'm just a little bit crazy, and I'm okay with that. I understand that. I enjoy a very variety of things. One of the interests that I have that I haven't even mentioned yet is my love of the Middle Ages and sword fighting. The most important thing to me, though, is trying to make sure that God is a very important part into everything that I do. Whether we're working in the fields, whether we're building with Legos, shoveling rock, sledding, having fun, playing, or learning in the classroom. I try to make sure that I'm always doing my very best to remind myself and remind my family that God needs to be the number one thing. The idea for Heartright Farm actually came from a VBS that we did at one point several years ago. And we had done a cowboy theme called Heartright Ranch. And for a long time, there was a ministry that I'd had an idea for, and basically since I was a teenager. And the idea of it was going to be based on the fact that we would be having a farm. And that idea and that dream has changed and shifted several times, and I'm not ready to share that with you just yet. But one night as we were, I had woken up and was thinking over that ministry some more, and had the idea that, hey, we just had this VBS, I think at that point was a year ago, and I really liked the idea Heartright Farm. And so changing it from ranch to farm. And the idea was that we would be working on growing and cultivating not only these fruits and these vegetables and these crops, and working on teaching others how to work, but also working on growing and teaching and educating the hearts of others towards God. And first, that begins first and foremost right here in my own family. Being able to teach and cultivate and educate and encourage a love not only for growing things, but growing a relationship with God and growing closer to God. We've had the wonderful privilege of already having 2 of our children make a profession of faith and accept Christ as their Savior. And as a parent, I can tell you there's nothing more fun than getting to be part of your child accepting Christ as their Savior. So, this is me, and this is our farm. We enjoy working, we enjoy having fun, and we love God, and we love making God part of everything we do. I hope you enjoy our videos. I hope you come back next week to get to know Whitney a little bit more. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to hit that thumbs up if you liked our video, subscribe, and share to anyone else you think might enjoy it. Also, be sure to check out our Patreon page for other ways that you might be able to help support our family. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.